just the other day, a speaker at his rally called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know the Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico where I'm in my home state of Delaware. They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization is seen as unconscionable, and it's un-American.
Let me be clear. I strongly disagree with any criticism of people based on who they vote for. You heard my speech last night and continuously throughout my career. I believe that the work that I do is about representing all the people, whether they support me or not. And as President of the United States, I will be a president for all Americans.
And just the other day, a speaker at his rally called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know the Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico where I'm in my home state of Delaware. They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization is seen as unconscionable, and it's un-American. It's totally contrary to everything we've done, everything we've been. Now, Trump has tried to divide the country based on race, ethnicity, anything that does harm, to take their eye off the ball about what the terrible things he's done and will do.
And good afternoon, my friends. Chris will be here shortly. I don't know what he's doing. He's doing something. He sent me a message like 10 minutes before the show started saying that he was going to be 10 minutes late. I wanted to start the show late, but I did not want to start the show late because then people wouldn't think they were actually on. We are on. We are live today, and just waiting for Chris to join us. All my fellow garbage people out there, welcome to the show, and I appreciate you joining. It's been a hell of a day. You know, I sat and I listened to that, you want to call something garbage last night with Kamala saying that she's some sort of unifier. I seem to remember the president, Biden, calling himself the great unifier. Then he did a speech at one point where he was surrounded by red lights, and it looked like surrounded by stormtroopers, and telling everybody that half the country is a bunch of fascist pigs. I posted something today on Facebook about the fact that in the past week I've been called a Nazi, a fascist pig by some pig on Facebook, and now garbage by our quote president. And the sad part is there's people out there that actually agree. If you go to my Facebook page, just Seth Williams on Facebook page, not the Seth Williams Show Facebook page, just my personal Facebook page, you can read the comments that I wrote, or the post that I wrote, and then you can read all these ridiculous comments. Last I checked, there was something like 56 comments. Now, a lot of them actually agreed with me, which I was surprised about. But there were quite a few that were dicks. And by dicks, that's being nice. Because some of them were quite awful to me. Which is fine. You know, I don't really care. I've been made fun of my entire life. Good evening, my fellow garbage cans. Cody, good afternoon. At least we're not cum dumpsters like camel toe. That's one way of putting it, I guess. Yes, she is. And now I think I see our friend. Chris, welcome to the show.
Hello, sorry about that. I was on a video call with a legitimate, very real rock star, and I wasn't cutting that off.
Nice. Well, welcome.
Yeah, it was fun. I was talking to Billy Sheehan, man. So I was like, nice. That's a fun one. Talking to him about music and music theory and playing with, Steve Vai and, the greatest guitar players of all time and greatest drummers of all time. We were supposed to do it at 3:00. He had problems with the link or whatever. We didn't actually get connected till like right when I texted you. So it's like 3:35 and he's a talker if you've ever met him. So holy smokes. But I'm here now. What are we talking about?
I mean, obviously we're talking about cum dumpsters. That's the way the show
cum
started.
Dumpsters?
Well, Kamala Harris and the fact that we were all called trash.
Aren't those cum dumpsters?
No.
Like Kamala?
Cody texted in. At least we're not cum dumpsters.
Oh, nice.
So you saw, I'm assuming I can play the clip again. So.
Sure.
I mean, it's not that long.
And just the other day, a speaker at his rally called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know the Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico where I'm in my home state of Delaware. They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of seen as unconscionable, and it's un-American. It's
So that guy, the great unifier, said that we who support Trump are a bunch of garbage.
Well,
now the White House, of course, is coming out with a ginormous spin effort, which is failing miserably. Cum Dumpster herself had this to say.
Let me be clear. I strongly disagree with any criticism of people based on who they vote for.
Now, you lying sack of shit, Cum Dumpster, you actually said that we were all fascists who vote for Donald Trump. So, again, it continues. You have Hillary who called us Nazis, Kamala who called us fascists. She is a communist, so by the way. And then
we're deplorable.
Deplorable also by Hillary. And Joe Biden comes out and says that we are all garbage. Now, if you want my honest opinion, I was just about to get into this before you joined.
Yeah.
I think that this is an effort by Joe Biden to sink Kamala. It can't help Kamala Harris by saying something like that. The only thing it can do is hurt her campaign. That's why she's scrambling and the White House is scrambling to make up this spin move crap. So I guess it's okay. But did you see I posted on Facebook today? I was talking about this too. I posted a big thing about being called a Nazi and a deplorable.
Yeah. I actually commented twice in it.
I didn't read both of your comments. I wrote one of them, which I think I disagree with. John Drake, I completely disagree with. That guy's lost his mind. And then one guy said, well, the truth hurts, doesn't it? Well, I mean, okay. Well, then if you're going to call me something, at least have something to back it up. I'm a shit person in a lot of ways. Dude, I look at a lot of porn, probably too much than I should admit to. Because, that's just what guys do for the most part. But I'm not a bad person. I'm not a racist. I'm certainly not a Nazi. I have a couple of close friends that are Jewish. And if they heard somebody call me that and they actually believed it, that would be extraordinarily hurtful to them and to me. And you can say all this political rhetoric and all this crap. Look, I'm not the president. Matthew texted me earlier today and said, well, you call me a fucking dumbass. I said, well, you're right. On a show, on a podcast show, I'm not the fucking president of the United States. I have family members that said, the thing I don't like about Donald Trump is he's not presidential. Well, what the fuck is presidential about going on and saying that we're a bunch of garbage, Nazi, fascist pigs? How stupid are you people?
Well, yeah, I agree with that part of it, but I also, my exact thought is, maybe they're all right. Maybe we are garbage. I am a garbage human being.
Look,
I know that.
Look,
so what?
But that's not what they're saying, Chris, and you know that.
I know.
They're not saying, all Trump supporters sit around the house and eat pizza and look at porn. That's not what they're saying.
No, they're saying you're a Nazi. I get it.
You are garbage, a Nazi, a racist, homophobic, transgender phobic. Everything you could possibly imagine that's horrible with being a human being is what you are, which you're not. I'm not.
No, but why do I?
That's what they're going to do. They want to say Trump divides the country. That asshole divided the country by more than half yesterday.
Well, sure.
Tell him the majority of people in this country are not on his side anymore.
No, but
they saw what a failure he was and is. They see what a buffoon she is. Her entire campaign is being run on the platform of killing babies and calling me a racist.
True.
And so, I'm not going to sit here and take this garbage anymore, dude. I mean, enough is enough. And, to all those lefties out there like Matthew and John, I'm convinced John Drake is now a left-leaning son of a bitch because he's going to sit there and try to correct everything that I say, and it's not going to happen anymore. I'm tired of being called names and everything else. You know what Trump is really good at? Trump is really good at mean tweets and making fun of people. You know who he doesn't make fun of? The populace. He doesn't go after even the left-leaning people. He goes after left-leaning asshole politicians Of course he does. He also goes after stupid-ass right-wing politicians.
Yeah.
But he doesn't go after the populace. He doesn't sit there and say that anybody that votes for Kamala is stupid. He's trying to win those votes over.
He can say whatever he wants. See, and this is where me and you have a fundamental difference on this. I don't care what they say. Call me a racist, call me a homophobe, call me a Nazi, call me a killer, I don't give a shit what you call me because I know what I am and I'm confident in what I am. And people should grow a thicker skin and be more confident with what they are. That being said, I can't fathom for the life of me why the either side would give up the lie that they care. I don't believe any of them give a shit about any of us.
Here's the problem with your theory and saying I don't care what they call me.
I don't.
Okay, well, just let me finish. Do you think at the end of the day I lay down and go, oh my God, I can't believe Joe Biden called me a piece of garbage. I can't sleep tonight? No. The problem that I have with it is that they're using it as a political tool. They're using it to go on and say all of those Trump supporters are mean, racist fucks, and they don't care about anything other than putting their right hand up in the air and swearing allegiance to Donald Trump. No. Okay. What they're doing is trying to win votes and win an election by doing that, by putting fear of God into people, thinking that people like you and I are the scumbags of the earth, and you have to vote for us because of that. Well, it's a lie. It's putting fear into half the country, thinking that we're all just gun. Well, you are a gun toting.
Well, where's the fear?
What do you mean? Where's the fear? You don't think
where's
there's fucking
the
idiots? You don't think there's idiots out there that sit there and go, "Oh my God, those Trump people are so horrific. I have to vote for Kamala." There are people that are out there that's stupid.
So you would be more comfortable. Hold on. I want to ask a question about your statement. So you would be more comfortable if they're lying to you about what they really feel about you.
No, I mean,
because they do feel that we're shit. They feel that they are, and this is Trump too. This is Bush, all of them. Every president in history thinks that we are below them, that they are the top of the fucking rock, that they are God and we are shit. They all think that. They all think that.
I disagree. I mean, there has
How
to be
can you disagree with that?
There has to be a leader of the country. Okay, we're not.
Well, I agree there has to be a leader of a country, but a leader doesn't have to be a friend.
Okay,
they're not trying to be your friend. They're trying
to understand that the theory behind our government is that they actually work for us. Whether that theory works,
but they don't. They don't.
Whether that theory works or not, that's what it's based on, and that's what it should be.
But that's like you just said. That is just a theory. The reality is very different and has been for at least since Obama got elected. That theory has not been true. If that theory was true, then if Ohio is a red state, which I believe it is, or it's going to be this year, then every senator and every congressman from Ohio would vote red across the board to support what the people want.
Well,
because they don't, tells me that they don't support the people. They do not do the will of the people. They're only out for power. They're shitbags and they're treasonous. All of them.
John, whatever, Seth, don't be attacking people the way you're crucifying people for attacking you. That's hypocritical as hell. No, it's not, John. If I call you a fucking dumbass, that's a lot different on this radio show or podcast than the president of the United States calling at least 80 million people in this country garbage for their opinion on who to vote for. I mean, that is ridiculous. It's a lot different, John. It's massively different. If you don't see that, then you are part of the problem, John. Sorry. That is an elected official who is supposed to have the best interests of the entire country at heart. He is the leader of this fucking country, and he's supposed to do his damn job and represent us all.
Yeah, but he's neutered. But he's neutered now.
Out 80 million at least.
But he's neutered now. He has no role. He was thrown out of power by his own party. He don't give a shit anymore. He's just trying to disrupt wherever he can for the next week until his cunt is voted out. Which I believe, I agree with you. His cunt is getting voted out and he's helping the cause. He's helping the Trump cause. But he's doing it in a way that he also doesn't look two-faced to say, yeah, you should vote for Donald Trump. Instead, he just disrupts the whole goddamn election, which I think is brilliant. The guy's a sadistic son of a bitch. I'll give him that.
I hate this kind of. I hate this. Hate this kind of talk. And okay, so you had a 2-hour conversation with 3 liberals last night. I never grouped the entire liberal party as being a bunch of maniacs. Instead, I've said on the show that I know quite a few liberals that are good people that have nice homes, nice families, and they have a lot of things that are very good about them. I don't agree with their politics, but I didn't say they were evil people. When I have a president that is supposed to represent our entire fucking country going on TV and calling me and 80 million others at least garbage, and you're calling President Trump unpresidential, then I don't want to hear your bullshit.
Well, I would just argue that you do take it personally, because otherwise you wouldn't be yelling, screaming about it. You'd be like, who gives a fuck what that dummy says?
Well, I mean, we have to take it personal as an American.
I
consider myself a patriot for this country, and I love this country, and I see the way that it's being run. I see the people that are dragging it into the ground, and I do take that personally. I don't have a litany of people that I could sit there and say, I know fought and died for this country. But you know what? I have history books, and I know a bunch of people that have family members that have died for this country. And they didn't die for this ridiculousness.
No.
And I hate
I've
when
said,
people
how
say,
many times have I...
these soldiers fought for your right to burn that flag. No, fuck you.
How many times have I said on this show that I would not serve again? I wouldn't serve for this country now. No way. No way. What it's become is not what I served for. I'll admit that. But at some point, you ain't going to change it. Bitching and moaning ain't going to change it. Now you just got to live your own life and fuck them. Doesn't matter what they say. Doesn't matter what they say.
So bitching and moaning isn't going to change. That's why I do a fucking radio show, though. So I can bitch and moan and talk about stuff that I want to talk about. So, I mean, if I sat here and didn't bitch and moan about something, what do you want to do? Talk about the Browns for the next 2 hours? I mean, that's
we could do that.
I mean, that's a waste of time.
We could talk about that nice stadium, whether it's going to be in Brook Park or
and it should
downtown
be.
Cleveland.
And I hope they bury it on John Drake's ass. That's where the foundation should start.
See, me and Joe Burdick, while we don't agree fully on this issue, we definitely agree on this point of it. He didn't serve for this shit either. I'm with him.
Absolutely.
Fuck these guys.
You know what? That's one of the things I posed to the dude on Facebook today. Well, wait a second. Well, because you said the truth hurts when, with the garbage comment from Joe Biden. Well, you know what? I do know like a bunch of teachers that are voting for Donald Trump. I know military people that are voting for Donald Trump. I know a couple of clergymen that are voting for Donald Trump. So are those all garbage too? Are those people garbage too, John Drake, since that's the way you feel?
Aren't we all garbage in some way?
Well, you can call yourself whatever the hell you want to call yourself.
Come on, man. We all are. None of us are great.
I never said that I was perfect, but I'm not saying that you're going to sit here and say that I'm a garbage person.
I will. I'll say everybody that's listening has at least one hefty bag full of shit in their closet. All of us do. Every one of us do. Again, mine is not to argue this point because whatever. To you it matters. To me, I couldn't give a shit what some fucking half-retarded old man fucking thinks. I don't care. What do I care? That motherfucker's going to be hiding, trying to keep his son out of jail starting next week. So I really don't give a shit what he's doing. Stupid Kamala, look, I pray she doesn't get in because she's a worthless cunt. But other than that, I hope, again, my only thing that I care about, Trump can be out there grabbing all the pussy he can fucking get as long as he's making my groceries cheaper.
Look, this is the best. Trump is the better pick. End of story.
I agree with that. I'm not arguing that Trump is now somehow not the better pick. Trump's absolutely the better pick, and he's braver. He's braver. You got Kamala out there fucking afraid of Joe Rogan. Fucking Trump got shot in the face and was back in the same city a month later. If you want to judge it on bravery, Trump wins. If you want to judge it on past performance, Trump wins, which is why I'm voting for him. But I sure ain't voting for him because I'm a cheerleader for him. I think he's a despicable human being like every other president in my lifetime except Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter wasn't a despicable person.
No, he was fucking
He's a terrible
stupid.
president.
He was half retarded.
Well, and now he's half dead but still voting. So whatever, I mean, it doesn't end with Jimmy Carter. He stays stupid till the end. But all I'm saying is we're at a point in time now where character no longer matters. And we have to accept that. We have to accept that we're not electing character people anymore. There's no more there's no more Ronald Reagans that hold themselves with an amount of couth. There's no more, even Bush 1 held himself with an amount of couth, even though he more than likely was involved in killing JFK. So, I mean, we can go down the line of people all we want, and these guys all held themselves with a level of dignity. That level of dignity is gone. It's complete. If this garbage thing doesn't convince you that there's no dignity in politics, nothing's going to. It's gone. It's dead. It's over.
One, I put the link on down there.
Sure, bring them on.
If John, you want to call in, Joe, you want to call in, whoever want to call in, call in. You can come on and talk about it all you want. But my point of the entire thing is that if you have half this population that sits there and says Trump is not presidential, he's a mean person. Mm-hmm. And how dare he say some of the things that he says? Yet you have Hillary Clinton, who still wants to be president, calling people Nazis.
Yeah.
Talking about a Nazi rally at Madison Square Garden when her husband had a speech there in 1992. You have a person who's running for president now who is a known communist. Her VP is a Maoist who went over to China 30-some times, brought back the little red book from Mao and gave it out as Christmas gifts to people. Yeah. The guy's a fucking lunatic on top of that. Can't even load a gun, even though he says he goes hunting. Then you have a president last night who supposedly is in charge, who says that we're all garbage. Look,
sure.
I mean,
but
you can't criticize Donald Trump and say what a mean person he is and then go out and do the same shit or worse.
But you look past, without even a glance, you look past Trump that fucking basically was one of the main starters of the Me Too movement with the grab me by the pussy and was on the Epstein Island numerous times.
Wait a second. Hang on. Was Donald J. Trump the president of the United States when he said grab her by the pussy?
He was a president, or he was running.
No, he wasn't. I seem to remember him being
not when he said it, but when it came out, yeah.
He was a celebrity TV host.
Sure.
So, no, there's a slight difference.
Is there?
There massively is.
Why?
We give celebrities a pass all the fucking time. We give them a pass every day. These losers come out with something. We have murderers playing in the NFL going into the Hall of Fame.
Sure.
We give these guys that are celebrities a pass and all that shit. And nobody cared about Donald Trump's marital history or grabbing her by the pussy or anything else until he was running for president.
You're so playing to my point. You don't even see it. You are. You don't even see it. Because you're making an excuse why it's okay. It's either okay or it's not. It's either moral or it's not. That's it. There's no, well, now I'm elected president, so I don't want to grab him by the pussy.
This thing's on,
he does. He would be, if it was accepted that a president could get 3 fingers deep once an hour, he would be 3 fingers deep in every fucking whore in the fucking White House.
Okay, I think you're missing the point.
No, I'm not. You're excusing it because he was a celebrity.
It's on, right? I said specifically that he wasn't president. Oh, by the way, when he
so that made it okay.
And again, I'll try to finish. I said that these people were criticizing him for all that shit, and then when they do the same shit, we're not allowed to criticize them back.
Okay. But you're excusing it or you're not excusing it?
I never excused anything that Trump did.
So you are upset enough for the spirit of femininity to not vote for this guy because he was a piece of shit as a celebrity.
What? I have no idea what that meant.
What it means is he was absolutely all about getting laid as a celebrity and using bitches. And I'm not trying to make the argument. I'm all for him getting pussy as a celebrity. What I'm saying is what he did was morally irresponsible, but you're willing to look past that. You're not even mentioning the Epstein Island shit. He's part of that Epstein Island shit.
So is Bill Clinton. So is half the
And I don't pass on any of them. I think they all should be fucking shot
what I said,
for being part of that
I
shit.
don't even know what we're arguing about because I don't even understand your point.
What my point is that you're making a moral statement about a guy because he's running for president or is the president. You're saying that the morality only applies when they're in office.
What the fuck moral statement did I make? I didn't say anything.
No, you're saying that
I said that Joe Biden was a douchebag for calling half the fucking country garbage.
Because it doesn't meet your morality.
It has nothing to do with morality.
Then why are you mad about it? If it doesn't have to do with, he's judging your morality as garbage. That's what he's judging.
He's not judging my morality as garbage. He doesn't know me. What he's judging is me voting for Donald Trump.
I understand that.
By calling me garbage.
But why does that upset you? Because
I don't care if Joe Biden was taking 10 dicks in the ass, dude, on some porn video somewhere. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care about his morality. But don't sit there and criticize me.
I'm not criticizing you.
No, Joe Biden.
Oh, dude.
Give
that guy a lot of weight, man.
Hi, Seth.
What the fuck do you want?
You put the link up.
I did. How are you, sir?
I am excellent. How are you, man? Besides a little riled up, how are you?
I'm good. I just don't like the fact that you have the president of the United States coming out there and calling 80-some million, 100 million people garbage. I mean, he allows illegals to come in, doesn't make sure that they're vaccinated, gives them jobs, give them free college, give them hotel rooms to live in. Those aren't garbage people. It's me. I'm garbage. You can allow 11 million illegals in who broke the law to get into the country, give them jobs and free hotel rooms. Not our veterans, but illegals. Those people aren't garbage, but because I'm voting for Trump, I'm garbage.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is kind of like my point on your post, which was if it's not okay for one side to do it, it's not okay for the other. So that was what I was saying to you. But to your point, it applies to them as well. You know, they've been running on this platform that Donald Trump is unpresidential. He opens his mouth and all sorts of crap falls out. But now all of a sudden they're resorting to that tactic. And it's like, well, now wait a minute. You can't have it both ways. It's not, if it's not okay for him to do it, it's not okay for you to do it. And that's my issue. I always hate hypocrisy. And so to me, that's a very hypocritical tactic. So on that, I would agree with you.
Don't you think that me as a shitty podcast host and producer for a radio show, don't you think that's a tad bit different for me to go online and say, hey, I don't want to be called a piece of garbage and then get in an argument with somebody who's also a loser citizen like me than the president of the United States going out and saying it?
I don't.
Right. Yeah. Well, because like I mentioned again on your post, it's like be the example that you want to set.
Be the example.
If you want that to be if the bar is up here, don't say, well, I'm allowed to be under the bar. Well, you can't do that. You can't make an expectation on somebody else. Like if this whole thing is about being presidential, then again, I don't subscribe to, well, I don't have to act the same way they do, even though I rail against the way I'm just not for that. Like I don't see why you wouldn't hold yourself to that standard. I
don't hold myself to any standard.
But you're saying he should just because of his job.
Because he's the president of the United States. That's what I've been told about Donald Trump for the past 8 years.
It's still just a job. And those people for those 8 years, wait a minute, for those 8 years, you were like, fuck you. He doesn't have to.
Yeah, I think that's my thing. Chris, you phrased it very
bullshit.
well.
Have you listened to me? I've said I don't like the way that Donald Trump sits there and tweets out garbage. I don't like some of the stuff that he says or does. But I like his policies. I like what he does for the country. I sure as hell do. That's why I'm going to vote for him. But I've never liked any of the stuff that he's done. I always said, I told my wife 1,000 times, I wish that guy would put down his fucking phone and quit tweeting all the time.
I agree with that.
Quit it. But for a guy like Biden, who said he was the great unifier, to come out and call 100 million people garbage, I think is bullshit.
I'm with Chris. I really think he phrased it very well. I mean, and in a way, Seth, if you think about it, what you just said.
Wait a minute. Who phrased it well? Biden or me?
No, Chris. Chris. Yeah, sorry, Chris. Yeah, I mean, you kind of just, admitted to him not acting in a presidential fashion, saying, "I don't like how he
I've
does."
said
the tweets."
that.
Okay, but
I don't
you,
give a fuck about the
a
comment
few-
he made before he was president, grabbing her by the pussy. What the hell do I care about that?
well,
He
that's a whole
wasn't
other story,
president
because
then.
that
He
was
wasn't
actually that
president.
was part of. I don't even care if he said it while he was president.
Fuck this guy. They're horrible
I-
people. I'm treating him like they treat us.
Yeah, right. Yeah, dude. That whole grab by the pussy thing is a whole nother thing. That was part of my discussion last night when they were like, "That's just the." I'm like, dude, stop. That has always pissed me off, because nobody, and Chris and I think are on the 100% same page, because we talked about this when that happened, and that is so overblown, and it's just not even funny. Like saying that in that context, what he's talking about is having groupies, and that shit is real. Chris works in the music business. I've, on the periphery, we know that there are people out there that let celebrities do what they want because they are famous. So, and all he was doing is saying, basically, there's groupies. So when people keep bringing that up, it's bullshit. Don't be pissed at him for saying it. Be pissed at the people that make the statement true. So move past that. I always hate that. So I'm with you on that, Seth. I don't care if he said it yesterday, but
what year I actually said it. But it doesn't matter. He wasn't the president. And all I'm saying when it comes to this is that you have Hillary Clinton, whose husband was president, and she ran for president, calling me a Nazi. What's worse than calling somebody a Nazi?
not much.
Then on
And
top of that, you
I
have Kamala Harris calling me a fascist. She probably doesn't even know what the definition of fascism is. Then you have this guy calling me garbage. Again, like I said during the beginning of the show, Trump has never gone after the populace itself. He's gone after their politicians. He's gone after the swamp, if you want to call it that. But he's never gone after the actual populace.
well, wouldn't you consider, though,
like us?
wouldn't you consider the swamp part of the populace, and the whole enemy within? Wouldn't you consider that?
I don't consider them part of the populace. They're the employees of the populace. That's the way it's supposed to work. But like they had the Charlottesville hoax where they called Trump a racist because there's fine people, but that was proven to be a hoax. He didn't actually say what they accused him of saying, yet they still call me a racist. If I follow Donald Trump, I'm the most horrible things you could possibly call somebody because of my vote, and that's what they're going on national TV, and the media is helping them give that message out. I don't think that's right.
Is traveling with a known pedophile to his pedophile island worse than being a Nazi?
Okay, you could say all that. You don't have any list that says he was on it. You don't have any. They've never prosecuted anybody. Tom Hanks did it too.
Hello, Bear. Take this poke.
It's not your poke, Bear. I'm asking you for your proof. I'm asking you for something. I mean, you can say all you want. We could say that Howard Stern was at Diddy parties. That came out in the news. Does that mean he actually did it? I have no idea.
Was LeBron at Diddy parties?
Apparently, he was wearing a maid outfit.
Oh, see, I'll hear now.
That one's true. goddammit.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing. That's all I'm saying, Seth. Is like, I mean, you have such conviction in your beliefs. It's just you tend to get very one-sided, and I think that is kind of like when you start getting all riled. It's just that's my point on your post. That's my point.
In my life, there is right and wrong. There's evil and good. And you have to pick a side. You can't just sit in the middle. You sit in the middle, you're going to get fucking squashed, dude. I mean, there is no sitting in the middle on this kind of stuff. You have to take a side. There's one side that's going to win, one side that's going to lose. Which side are you on?
See, I would just question why you make what the point you're using to make your choice. And these guys fluttering some words out on TV to try and instigate shit is not something I can make my choices on.
The least of my concerns is him calling me a piece of garbage. I have 10,000 of the reasons why I would never vote for Kamala Harris.
Well, we're 37 minutes into disagreeing with that.
Yeah. I mean, so Seth, I mean, I did want to ask you about that now that we're talking about this. Like, I mean, doesn't it seem to you that all of a sudden we're like less than a week from the election, and the whole criticism against Trump and the conservatives is that they go on the attack. They use this terminology, and they're always insulting people. And they, like you said, the great what would you call Biden? The great
great.
yeah, okay, unifier. And that's supposedly a thing, but then all of a sudden the polls are neck and neck, and less than a week before, all of a sudden they're going out and using the exact same tactic they've been railing against the right for using. Doesn't that seem a little to me
They're
it reeks
desperate.
of desperation. Exactly. That's why if I were you, I wouldn't be as upset. Like, okay, see, I disagree with this.
Dems need to stop taking the high road. They've never taken the high road.
No,
Not
but
one
see,
time has a Democrat or liberal ever taken the high road.
this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Trump's in the mud.
Well,
Time to use his
getting lower.
tactics. Time to use his tactics. No, you can't bitch that somebody does something and then do it your fucking self. When you were a kid, how much weight did it pull when you were with your siblings and you're getting in trouble and you go, well, he did it first. You still got busted because that's not a goddamn excuse. If it was wrong that they did it, then you shouldn't have done it either. So that comment, and I hate that kind of hypocrisy. If it's not okay to do it, it shouldn't be, for one, it shouldn't be okay for anyone.
Matthew accused me of calling me a fucking dumbass earlier on Facebook. I don't use that kind of language on this fucking show.
Yes, you have.
Never.
I'm totally calling you out on that. As soon as I saw that, I was laughing. I was like, the hell you have not.
Only to Matthew.
Well, again, if you're
There you
right,
go.
you're right.
There you go.
See? Get one side, get one side or get run over. That's it. I mean, what side are you on, John? Are you trying to ride the middle?
I'm not right in the middle. I vote. I choose a pile of issues that I am passionate about, and I basically have a scorecard and say, well, I don't look at this personality shit and everything. Like, I just don't. It's okay. Which do I think is going to do more that I agree with?
Well, then let me ask you, since you apparently are well versed on the issues, because
Somewhat.
you made up your mind, and so you know all the issues. Other than the platform of murdering babies, what is the platform on the left that you have researched and have developed, formed an opinion on?
It's okay. First
That
of all, it's
Kamala
not
is
murdering-
giving you.
First of all, it's not murdering babies. That is wildly offensive.
Oh, it is.
It is.
No, it's not.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Oh, really? Why don't you look up the definition of infant? Look up the definition of zygote. Look at the different stages.
being a
I mean,
coward.
you can use that stupid crap. That
Stop
some
being a
people
coward.
have given
I'm
to
not
you.
a fucking coward because
A
I've had to
heartbeat-
deal with.
You do realize a heartbeat starts at 5 weeks, right?
That's fine. Then you know what
Okay,
you do?
so
Take-
thank you very much. A heartbeat
that's
would,
fine.
would be defined as a human being. So
Okay.
go ahead and other than the murdering of
Sure.
babies,
No, go ahead. Go take that little 5-week-old thing with a heartbeat, take it out of the mother, put it on the table, and let's see what happens to it.
all right,
Let's
see, this is
let's
where I
see what
hate dumb
happens to it.
fucks like this. Take out a 9-month-old baby, put it on a fucking table, and see how long it lasts, you dumbass. It ain't gonna last 24 hours, you dumb fuck, without somebody feeding it food and making it warm and everything else. You dumbass
So,
fuck.
okay.
You put a newborn baby on a table and leave it
Okay,
there for
now wait a
24
minute.
hours. You're gonna come back to a dead fucking baby, moron.
Okay.
That's the
So
dumbest comment of all time.
So what you just said is that a 5-week-old clump of cells is going to live the exact same amount of time as a fully formed 9-month-old infant. Did you just say that? Because that's
No,
what you
I-
just fucking said.
How about this?
Yeah,
moron?
that's what you just fucking
How about
said.
this, you dumbass? How about
How about instead of calling names, you answer the question?
How about if you just shut the fuck up on my show
How about
and let me
answer a
talk?
medical fucking question?
So, the
Now,
point
why
that I
would
was
you
trying
do
to
that?
make is, and I'll put him back up when he shuts the fuck up. The point I'm trying to make is that your body starts changing from the moment of conception until the moment you die. From the moment of conception, you start growing and you keep changing, and your body continues to change. And I hate to tell this dumbass, there's some old people that if you left them sitting on a table for 24 hours, they'd be dead also. How about them? How about we just kill them too, John?
One of them's the president.
Yeah, one of them, Joe Biden.
It's. I can't
Look,
believe you
again, I'm asking you, other than murdering children, what are the platforms that you find on the left to be appealing to you? Is it the illegal immigration?
I will discuss it offline with you. I'm surprised we've been discussing abortion because I refuse to. I don't like the divisiveness of it all, so I tend to keep it very close to the vest. But I don't see it, one side as 100% correct and one side as 100% wrong. I just don't. Okay, see, what the fuck? I mean, it's medical. If you guys want to,
you can call it whatever you want. A heartbeat is a baby. I mean, there's a heartbeat. A heartbeat is what you need to live. You realize that babies inside the womb can feel pain like months into being.
How do you know?
Because they know it's science. Remember, isn't that what you fucking just called it?
Where's the science?
Mind meld.
Research.
Where's the science?
How about when they do abortions? You know what they actually do, you dumbass? They go in there and crush the skull of a baby and then rip its limbs off and then vacuum it out. I wish somebody would have done that to you. Maybe we'd have one more.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I will put it this way, and this is going to be extremely brutal, and I almost never admit this, but I have had to deal with this issue personally, and it is a completely fucking different issue when you've been through it, as opposed to just pontificating about it.
You don't think that I've been through? You don't think I have any personal experiences with it?
Do you? Have you had to make that decision? Have you had to make that decision?
Yes, I've had to make the decision whether to have a baby sucked out of my vagina, you dumb fuck. Of
Asshole.
course I haven't personally. Have you? Were you?
Yeah, a girlfriend of mine turned up pregnant. Yes, a girlfriend of mine turned up pregnant, and she went through it. And I had no fucking say,
it was
dude.
Wrong, and you should have had a say in it.
Well, that's why I'm saying it's a completely different goddamn discussion. This is the one issue that I'm the most passionate about.
You know what happened to me when I was 16 years old? My girlfriend called me and said that she was pregnant. I remember calling from the St. Ignatius High School fucking payphone in the lunchroom and calling my mother and saying my girlfriend is pregnant. And my mom sat there on the phone, who was a nurse, by the way, and sat there and said, well, what are you guys going to do? I said, well, we've talked about it, and we think that the best decision is probably to have the baby because I don't believe in killing children. If you feel that way, good for fucking you. And you know what? She was kind of a liberal girl herself for being in a time back in the day, and she wanted to keep the baby. Ended up not having it. It wasn't an abortion. But so you don't tell me that I don't have any fucking knowledge or any kind of personal experiences with it. I have many. I have a family member who went through it and had one. And I had to sit there and listen to her bullshit excuses on why she did it. Oh, I'm sorry. Her parents made her kill the fucking baby. So don't tell me I don't have any personal experiences with it. I've been through it up close and personal, my friend.
But if it's not your kid, it's different. I'm telling you, dude. Like, it is a completely different thing.
It was.
You literally sit there, Seth, and you feel like you're playing God. When you go, when you think about what's she going to do, and she says, what do you want to do? The first thing.
Why, when there is a woman who is pregnant and she's murdered by somebody else, do they call it a double homicide? But when it's just a woman going in to have a medical procedure, it's an abortion and it's her body, her choice.
Well, now you're combining legal with moral.
I'm just asking a question.
I don't think that's a bad comparison. I'm not disagreeing with you that it makes no sense.
So now I'm going to move past the abortion issue because half the audience is screaming at the fucking radio right now. Or
yeah, let's talk about religion, goddammit.
Yeah.
Give me, other than the murdering of children, and I will not stop saying that. Other than that, what is the platforms that you are rooting for on either side? I'll take something from you. Do you have anything?
I have no idea where the goddamn money is coming from. So this is extremely, extremely selfish. This whole giving money to people for purchasing a home, because
Right,
I have.
Absolutely. What about you? Do you have a home?
I do. So it doesn't directly affect me, but it affects family. It'll really help them. So I'm like, okay, I like that. Now, that having been said, I have no idea where that fucking money's going to come from.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
But
you have a home, correct?
I do.
Did you work for that home?
Of course.
Did you bust your ass and you had to put a down payment down and all that kind of stuff?
I did.
And are they giving you free money to go towards that home that you had to buy, or your mortgage that you are still paying off? What the fuck are they giving you? So they're going to give somebody who hasn't worked for shit $25,000 to go towards a new home, but they ain't going to give me something for. Well, I didn't work for my home. I'll admit that. I walked a leg for one, so fuck you. But what are they going to give money to the rest of us who busted ass? The same thing with the college. You know what? I went to 2 years of college before I decided to go to broadcasting school. Broadcasting school is like $20,000 on top of the college I already paid for. Are they going to give me money back for the money that I worked hard for and paid and put down and everything I had to do to go to school? No, they're going to give it to free money to people that didn't do shit, who signed a contract and can't afford it. I mean, I'm sick and tired of these fucking handouts. Good. I'm sorry that your family's is struggling and needs $25,000 to go towards a new home. I'm sure we're helping great. What about me? What about you? What about the fact that I need a new car? My car's fucking busted down, and it ain't that easy to put hand controls into a new one. They're going to give me some free cash. Where's my free money? I mean, if we just start handing out money, what's the incentive to do anything? How about get a fucking job and work hard and do like you did, put up a down payment on a house and buy one?
Well, I agree with that. In this personal case that I'm talking about, this family member is working and saving. I think the money will make it easier to get a more affordable payment. So that's where I come from. But I do agree with you on that. And now the college thing, that one is one that I'm pretty passionate about that too, because my brother, had went through several years of college for a very specialized degree, and it at the point, like, he was making, I want to say, like, this was years ago at this point, but I was making like 45 a year and he was making 72 because of his monthly payment on his student loan. We were making the exact same amount of money. He was basically paying a mortgage without even having a house. And so some of the interest rates and some of the interest payments and whatnot on these things are ridiculous. So now, again, I agree with this stuff, but I do question, where is this goddamn money coming from? So I'm not, again, Seth, that's my thing about being in the middle.
I'm questioning, where is it really going? Forget where it's coming from. They just print it and it comes. Where's it going? Are you going to be able to get it? Is your white stepdaughter going to be able to get it, or is it going to have to be somebody that stepped over the border illegally that's going to get it?
Well, I mean,
therein lies the question.
And you know what? It's funny you bring that up, because I mean, Steph, she had some student loans for when she went to college, and it's been 20, 25 years that she's been paying on this thing, right? Well, all of a sudden these programs come out and they're forgiving student debt. Oh, but she doesn't qualify. I'm like, she's been paying for over 2 decades. How is she not the person? Like, but you do have people who have been paying for 3 years. Like, oh, it's forgiven. Like, what the fuck is that? So, it's, again, I think some of the things that I am passionate about, Seth, are for short-term fixes that will benefit people closest to me.
Yeah, you know what the short-term fixes are for me to benefit me? Groceries that don't cost as much, gas that doesn't cost as much. Well, and that is not going to happen underneath Kamala Harris. She's talking about price. Well, she called it gauging, and then gouging. What it's called is price fixing. Price fixing is a tenet of communism and socialism.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Seth, and that is some of the stuff about the left that I do not like. I prefer the right. I want those prices down, because I mean, those are things that directly affect me, like, really hard, because playing in the band in Lima and whatnot, gas prices for me is huge, because I drive like 40,000 miles a year, and so for me, when I'm putting 3 tanks of gas,
you get paid in free meals from the bars that you play in. I don't want to hear this garbage.
I get paid more than that, but when you're putting 3 tanks of gas in your car per week, these high gas prices, they fucking hit you. So I know, man. And I got a family of 4 here I'm buying groceries for, and it's unbelievable. You walk in,
kids?
My stepdaughter and her boyfriend live with me, but I do have 2 stepkids. Yeah. One lives on his own. Yeah.
Thank God they weren't aborted. Thank God you weren't their father. They'd be dead right now.
There's some days Steph might question that statement.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What about me or them?
Abortion.
It'd be about me, not them.
Well, she questions that decision every day, John. Who are you kidding?
Yes. Yeah, but I mean, Seth, like, I mean, it's those 2 things are huge for me, because I mean, that directly impacts me on a day-to-day basis, like everybody else. But especially,
I think she's trying to buy votes by giving black men a bunch of money too, which is against the Civil Rights Act of whatever year it was, 1967 or something like that. Right. So I mean, she's more than willing to give out free cash, or at least say she's going to give out free cash, until she's not legally allowed to do it, like Joe Biden trying to do the college thing, and the Supreme Court says you can't do that. But then they'll just bypass the Supreme Court. They're going to fundamentally change America, is what they're trying to do, John. And whether you like Donald Trump or not, this country's been running pretty okay without the fundamental changes that they want to make. And if you want to, you want to vote somebody other than Trump in, he's not going to be able to run in 4 years after this. That's fine. But you shouldn't just be rushing to vote in a complete, total, progressive, liberal communist who's going to change the way the republic works.
Well, but see, this is the thing. Like you always start. You think I'm on the left. I'm not. That's why I don't say which way I'm going to vote, because I don't because so many people will say, oh, if you vote for Trump, that means you're on the right. If you vote for Harris, you're on the left. Like, no, that's not the case with me. It's just, again, it's a scorecard for me.
But
So
see, I know you.
I don't.
I know you like a little. I don't only know you a little. I mean, Chris knows you very well. I know you a little, and you have a Star Wars tattoo on your arm, which means you are an absolute progressive liberal. You see what they're doing to this great franchise. Now you're buying tranny Star Wars books. I mean, it's all going back. So I know which way you're leaning, and it really bothers me.
Oh my God, yeah, but I like the dark side of the Force, and they use nothing but red lightsabers. So red. I'm conservative, dude.
That's true. And they have
There you
those
go.
red guards that stand, that stood behind Vader. So, I mean, I guess
The Imperial Guard. Yeah,
you could
they
lean
stood behind the Emperor, by the way. But who's counting?
whatever.
I thought you were against Darth Sally or whatever the stormtrooper is.
Oh, I'm very that. Don't even get me started. Yeah, I am.
Let's get to the real issues here. The Star Wars tranny.
Yeah. Dude, it's so funny that you saw that, because that has never come up in any of the shit that I've seen online. So that's how like unknown that is, and which surprises me. But oh my God, look at Jim. Whatever, dude. You don't like any band that existed after 1972. I don't need to take this shit from you, Cleveland traitor. Go move back to Pittsburgh, you crusty old bastard.
I am so rooting for the stadium to move to Brook Park. So
Me
John
too.
is
I'm
miserable.
rooting for it to move to Tennessee.
Well, there you go.
Why would I be miserable? Dude, that cuts like 20 minutes off of my drive to the games. Except I don't have season tickets anymore after this season, but I got tired of that
Give
payment.
up?
My drive is
yeah.
still 3 steps to my living room.
I'm still not
Yeah.
convinced. I see now. Maybe you and I will agree on this one, John. I don't think Chris is actually going to go out and vote.
What?
I agree.
He leave his house more than 5 times a year.
I'll be leaving. I left the house last week for my speaking engagement. I'll be leaving next Friday to go hang with John at Dave Landau.
Oh, nice. All right.
I leave the house on occasion.
Notice, Seth. He didn't say I'll also be leaving the house on Tuesday to cast my vote.
He didn't.
Who's to say I didn't already cast my vote?
That's true.
Now,
I have faith.
do you think
Chris.
I got counted, or
didn't.
did you think the ballot box was burning after you put it in
I
there?
didn't. Well, the fire from me because I was burning.
You did see it burning, right? You did see the ballot box burning.
That was just from me touching it. It's the external flame from me.
Yeah. But speaking of Seth, I wanted to tell you, but dude, that show you guys did on Monday was excellent. The thing with Renacci was very good.
Well, thanks.
So that was very informative. And
Oh,
I
fuck
thought
you.
guys-
You don't know anything, John, you fucking asshole. No, I'm sorry.
baby killing piece of fucking garbage.
Well, you still are that, but I appreciate the compliment.
No problem, man. Anyway, I'll let you guys get back to it.
All right,
I don't wanna
brother.
hijack
Appreciate
the
you
show.
calling in. You know that everything is said in good fun, and
Of course.
except for the baby killing thing, but that's fine.
That's
we can
okay.
all move past that. And
You're a racist Nazi piece of garbage. So
Yes.
what
And
would
you're a baby
I
killer?
expect?
baby killers and racist garbage. That's all we are in this show. So thank you, John. We will talk
Thank
to you,
you,
soon.
man.
Thanks,
Later,
man.
guys. See ya.
I love that guy.
At least
Makes
with
me
that
happy.
leg, you still have the stick to stick the garbage with, right?
That is true. Yes.
You just pull the shoe off and
Pull the shoe
Stomp.
out and stomp.
stomp down on some paper, some tin
Well,
cans or
It
something.
goes all the way up to my knees, so I'd be kind of leaning over to do that. Yeah, there is a screw sticking out of my knee that plugs into the leg. But I do like John a lot. But look, I was on the Right to Life team when I was in fucking high school. Dude. I marched the streets of Cleveland with signs, and I have debated abortion since I was 15 years old, and I will never stop. I wrote a short story about being the baby inside and what was feeling like. I am very passionate about the abortion topic. This is the way that I am. Don't like
Have at it.
Sorry.
Have at it.
StreamYard won't let me log in. I'm sure it will.
There's no logging in.
Just copy the link and click on it, Joe. Come on, you use StreamYard. Well, it's a fiery hour.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm spent now. I don't know what you're going to do for bonus coverage.
Oh, I've got bonus topics. I may not have a lot to offer in this topic, but I have bonus topics.
Look, I do feel passionate about this stuff. I do feel passionate about our country. People don't understand. I'm not just a guy that is sat there on the Triv show and just stuck a finger up my ass and going, "Hey, I like the Republican Party." I mean, I've done a lot of research on this stuff. When I was on MMS, me and a guy that I worked with, we went around to schools around town. We went to a U-Haul. Anywhere that had a flag that was tattered, that was in the front of a building, we went and did a ceremonial replacement of the flag. I mean, I've gotten awards, Desert Storm awards for patriotism from all kind of different groups around the state of Ohio for loving this country. And I'm not going to apologize for that. When I see the people that are in charge now that don't love our country, when I see riots on college campuses, and I see teachers teaching, erasing history from what we are, it makes me angry. It does. And whether I may sound like a fucking moron when I talk about it, I may stumble through it, I may get loud, I may whatever, but I care about this country more than my own life. I mean, I want something to be there for my daughter and for her kids and beyond. And the way that it's headed, I'm not sure that we're going to see that. So people can call me a fucking moron and a loser and that I'm hypocritical and everything else. But I care.
Sure.
I care about those soldiers. I care about those men and women that are out there fighting for this. And I'm not sure that they would be fighting for this.
I wouldn't
knew everything that was going on. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that the soldiers of yesterday would have fought for this garbage that we have today.
I'm sure they wouldn't have.
Every single year when D-Day rolls around, every single July 4th, I care about those men and women that's Veterans Day. I care about them more than that. I care about it every day. And this country is not the same as it was. It's not. It's turning away from what was founded. And it's bothersome. It's dying.
It is.
Cody, you're right. It's dying a spiritual death. It's dying everything in every way possible. And you can say Donald Trump is pessimistic and he's making everything sound bad. Well, it is bad. When we care more about the Asian Pacific Islander Month, the Pride Month, Black History Month, Amputee Month, every month, but we don't care enough about our own country.
Yeah, well, we don't.
It's bothersome.
We don't. I mean,
People like Matthew don't understand what this country means and what it was founded on. I'm sorry, Matthew. I'm not calling you a fucking dumbass, but your beliefs and what you're rooting for when it comes to this country, you don't understand what it means. You don't understand what they fought for and died for here. The left wants to take away your freedom of your religion, your guns, your speech. They want to take it all away. They want to censor you. They want to control you. And that's not their fucking jobs.
They want to do here what Hitler was trying to do there.
And they accuse Trump of that. They're projecting what they're doing onto the Republican conservative movement. That's exactly what they are doing. And Matthew, I know you don't want to admit it. You seem like a smart guy. You can understand. But people like Matthew are the problem. We're going to lose it. Come Tuesday, there's a real shot of losing this country and everything that it's been standing for the past how many years? We're going to lose it. If we don't do something about it, we're going to lose it. You don't think so. I do.
We ain't losing nothing.
Oh, I truly believe that. And if it's not in the 4 years of Kamala, it's going to be down the road. They're making it. There's money coming in from all over the country into trying to change Ohio from a red state to a blue state. That's what we talked about with Jim Renacci on Monday about the gerrymandering. Mm-hmm. They're lying about that. And they're going to make Ohio. Why do you think that there's Soros money coming to Ohio? The fuck cares about Ohio? They do because they want to change it from red to blue. And that's the way they think they can do it.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm
not disagreeing with any of this.
We're going to lose our republic.
I just think that there's no chance that fucking dummy is winning next week.
Well, I think it's almost a given.
Nah.
And I'm telling you, you don't have to believe me. I truly believe that if it's not the 4 years that she's in office, because she's literally a buffoon, but somebody running behind her is going to change this country. This is the start of that movement.
I still see it going to the streets. I don't care what Jim Renacci said. I see it going to the streets. If they steal it, it's going to the streets.
Brian, you're right. There's not going to be more Republican presidents. I really don't. I don't think there will be.
Well, if Trump
They're making it that way. They're not going to win because of the votes. They're designing it that way.
Yeah.
One thing that I'll give the liberals and the Democrat Party, I don't even like calling them Democrat Party because they're not the Democrats of yore. The political left at this point are not Democrats. The political left, though, I'll give them one thing. They're fucking smart. They're not good at anything. They don't have the right ideas, but they're smart in the way that they're destroying the country. They know how to do that.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, we've lived a good life.
Yeah, well, aren't you concerned about your children, your children's children?
That's on them. Just to be that bold, that's the honest to God's truth. That's on them. I can't fix that. I've done as much as I can do. I served in wartime. I ain't got nothing more to give. And I know that sounds callous, but that's just the way it is.
Well, I'd rather walk outside the street today and die for this fucking country than
well, that's what'll happen. If they come and try and take my guns, that is the end of my life. Because that's the only way they're taking my guns is once they're empty.
And I know my kid doesn't understand it. I know she thinks I'm stupid. But I would literally walk out and walk down these streets and do my damnedest to make sure that it doesn't go away and accept the consequences because I want a better place for her.
Sure. Well, it goes into the philosophy of the great philosopher Don Dokken. It's better to die than to live without hope, as he said in Lost Behind the Wall. And there's truth to that. As much as it's weird that I'm quoting Don Dokken, that is the truth. It's better to die than to live without hope.
He's a good-looking man. So
Don?
Quite striking.
Well, that might have been 30 years ago.
Man.
Hello, Bear. Here's another poke.
He just...
All right. Well,
Joe keeps trying to message in, and he's not going to get in. Tony Masasha is not going to be on today.
We do have a dog pound details.
Do we?
Yeah.
What time is it?
10 after, 6 after, something like that.
All right. Well, you want to play that, and we can talk about the Browns for a few before we
before we get
go over to Mines.
Before we get filthy over at Mines. All right. Well, here
I apologize. First and foremost, I swore a little bit too much today, but I don't give a fuck.
You did.
I'm angry, and I'm concerned.
I didn't notice.
And I get passionate about things, especially abortion in this country. So, F you if you're mad.
Yeah, whatever. And for me, I'm glad you're mad. Fuck off. So, here's the dog pound details.
Thank you.
What's up, guys? John Drake here with another edition of the Dog Pound Details. And I'll be goddamned if we aren't talking about a win this time. I think we can all agree that the energy around that team was completely different with famous Jameis under center. Obviously, we all know Deshaun Watson out for the season. And in comes Jameis Winston and promptly throws for 300-plus yards. The Browns finally score over 20 points. And they are winners over the hated Baltimore Ravens 29-24. As I said, this game just felt completely different. We were sitting at the bar, my wife and I, and within just a few plays, we were looking around at the other Browns fans we were hanging out with and just going, this definitely has a different feel to it. This team actually has some energy and some life, and it showed. We got lucky in some aspects. Jameis Winston could have easily thrown a few picks, but the Baltimore pass defense is not very good. By not very good, I mean worst in the NFL. So that played a little bit of a hand in there. Kyle Hamilton obviously dropped what would have been a game-clinching interception late in the game. But those things didn't happen, and luck has to go your way at some point in the course of a football season. And it's mostly gone against us this year. And this time we finally got something going our way. So the Browns come out with a 29-24 win, and Seth is one game closer to having to eat crickets. So I don't know if this is how they're going to play the rest of the season. I think Seth and I are both going to be eating crickets. I think it's pretty much a done deal for me. Again, I predicted 10-7, and I did show Aiken back in the episode. I think it was in August where we actually made the bet that it is 10, not 11. So I did prove to him that was the case. And if I remember right, I had actually waffled back and forth between 10-7 and 9-8, and then Aiken had said, "Oh no, you got to do 10." Because you already said it. So, okay. And now I'm looking at 9-8. And if the Browns were to go on a run like the Bengals did a couple of years ago, 2 years in a row, and some other teams have, man, I mean, 9 wins, it is an extreme long shot, but that it would be kind of, poetic justice if we did get to 9 wins and I lost the bet because I didn't change 10-7 to 9-8. But in any case, much needed win by the Browns. It actually felt like a real football team out there. You saw the talent on display. I think one of the things that's most encouraging is, the play of Cedric Tillman and, the receiving core, the way that the ball was kind of spread around to 5 different guys. I thought that was great to see, especially Cedric Tillman, because if you're finally going to get some production out of a mid-round receiver, I mean, we've drafted so many of those guys over the years, I mean, Callaway and Anthony Schwartz and all these guys. And if you're actually going to get something out of Cedric Tillman, who definitely has the size and physicality to be a number 1 with some seasoning, I think that's a great sign. So I was very encouraged by that. And the Browns did what they had to do. Again, as I mentioned earlier, they had not scored over 20 points. Deshaun Watson had never thrown for over 300 yards. And let's go there. In 6 of the last 8 games that Watson has not played, the starting quarterback has thrown for over 300 yards. Either it might be 7 of those times, but it's at least 6. So this offense, whatever they're doing, works with everybody except for Deshaun Watson. So let's see what we can do this week, because we go from playing the worst pass defense in the NFL to the best pass defense in the NFL in the Los Angeles Chargers. So the Chargers offense, not exactly a juggernaut. So this is definitely going to be a case of, how many points can we score and how many points can we, keep them from scoring. And I don't mean that in such an obvious way. If we score more points, we're going to win. But, it really is going to be a battle. We're going to have to take advantage on defense of their offense and try and really kind of limit them to, I would say, probably less than 13 points in order to win. So before we get out of here, I do have to say, very, very sad weekend. Last weekend, of course, we lost the great Jim Donovan, and just very sad all the way around. He was the voice of the Browns for an entire generation of fans. He started, commentating with us back in '99. So very sad. Super quick story. I actually met him once. He lived in Hinckley. I lived in Hinckley, right next to Foster's Tavern. And I went in for a beer one night and the place was packed. And the only spot at the bar was right next to Jimmy D. And I sat down and I talked to him for about 20, 25 minutes, and he was drunk off his ass, which was funny. And I didn't want to fanboy. So right before he was leaving, I said, "Hey, can I ask you one Browns question?" And because we weren't talking anything about the Browns, just life in general. And he said, "Yeah, sure." And this was back during the Johnny Manziel time. And I said, "Ray Farmer and Mike Pettin, are they really pissing on each other in the building like is being reported? Is that true?" And he goes, "Oh, it's very real and it's so bad." So got a little bit of inside information from Jim Donovan there, and he was just the nicest, sweetest guy. So sucks to lose him. Fuck cancer, man. And other than that, guys, Cavs are off to a great start. Screw LeBron tonight. Don't care that he's back. Don't care about the Bronny thing. And let's go Browns. Let's see if we can string some wins together and have Seth eating crickets too. Till next time, guys, go Browns, go Cavs. And this weekend, go Buckeyes. Let's beat the Penn State shitney Lions. See ya.
Is Stephanie his beard? You call him Famous Jameis. You sure he's all right? He's not...
Well, you can have a hot wife and still be gay as fuck. I mean, come
Well, I
on.
mean, I'm just wondering if Stephanie's like a beard kind of thing going on.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I like John, but I don't care if he's gay. I prefer if he doesn't have sex with me in the butt, but he's all right. Everything's good.
I think he's all right. Okay. I guess. I don't know. I didn't get any texts or anything.
He wants me to eat crickets. I mean, that's very nice.
Well, yeah, I want you to eat crickets too. I'm the big winner on this bet, no matter what. Somehow I convinced you two to bet against each other, and I stayed out of it.
I should have asked John, like, since we actually made the bet, we can cancel the bet.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, yes, we can.
I have a gavel right here, my friend. I am the judge.
I don't know if that would made you judge and jury.
This gavel.
Okay. Watching that Browns team the other day made me wonder a little bit. It is slightly concerning for me, anyways, that this team might actually turn it around because they fucking hated Watson. There's no doubt about it. They just hated Watson.
Mm-hmm.
And it's obvious that the players didn't play. I'm really sad that they traded Cooper now because
I know.
Once you actually have a quarterback that can throw the ball, maybe he would have played better.
Here's the only issue that I have with the game Saturday or Sunday. And believe me, I was thrilled that they won. But Jameis did throw some balls right to the Baltimore defenders that they dropped. That one interception at the end that he just I mean, it hit him in the chest and he dropped it. It was a blatant bad interception that wasn't. And that scares me because Jameis, like one of the, if he's not the record holder, he's one of those guys that has that's up there for the most interceptions in a season.
Yeah. I think he was the leader.
He throws a lot of balls to the wrong colored uniform. And
like
that
John,
is scary.
he throws a lot of balls towards other guys.
Yeah, he does, to their chins.
Yep. Well, it happens.
That's right.
But seriously, John, I do think that, if it's somewhere in the middle, John and I should be able to, if it's both of us eating crickets, we should be able to cancel that bet out.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
John, what do you think about that?
That's a very left-leaning way to go.
Certainly not.
You made a commitment. Now you just want somebody else to just let it go.
That's all you had to do. You call me left. I'll eat 10 boxes of crickets.
That's what I'm saying. You're acting like a Kamala supporter here.
Oh, let's not go there.
You made a commitment. Now honor it, there, Republican guy.
If you want to see extra content tonight, every Wednesday night, go to minds.com. Sign up, $4.99. That's all you. Does John even sign up for the $4.99?
Probably
that
not.
Sucks. Probably not, cheap bastard. $4.99 gets extra content on Minds, MINDS / the Seth Williams Show.
Yes.
Or
no, just Seth Williams Show.
Just Seth Williams Show. Minds.com / Seth Williams Show.
That's right. And the bonus content is always fun.
Cody, did you get your mug yet? Don't forget to go to thesethwilliamsshow.com, though. Thesethwilliamsshow.com. You can watch the show there, but you can also get merchandise there as well. I actually almost clicked on something that I want to buy there the other night. And then I was like, I don't know. I don't make any money off the show, so why am I going to spend money? I mean, if I had some money to spend, then I could spend it on something I want to wear. Yeah. I have a nice parka on there that I want to buy. And it's red, so it kind of goes with my whole.
What about the shower curtain?
The only shower. I have a few showers in this house, and the only one that I use has a glass door on it, so that's not going to do me any good. And I'm really sure that my daughter wouldn't want to go taking a shower with the Seth Williams
show. Yeah, that'd be
staring
great.
at her. I started thinking about that too today, but as we were doing a show, I forgot that my daughter had a telehealth call with a doctor.
Oh, good.
And her room with the telehealth call is right next to the studio.
At the same time that we were doing
started
the show?
at 4:10. So that poor doctor, all she probably heard was, "You fucking baby killer." They're gonna come take my child from me.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. Well, trust me when I tell you, in 10 minutes from now, we will be talking about stuff that she really doesn't want to tell the health.
Good. Looking forward to that. So who are the Browns playing this weekend? San Diego?
Yeah, or L.A. now, I guess, but
Or,
yeah.
Chargers, whatever they are.
Chargers. They're San Diego to me.
So
They're
I'm
always
not
gonna
sure that that's not a winnable game too. I mean, I don't think Justin
I
Herbert
think it
could
should
lighten
be.
shit up.
be. Yeah, I mean, they have a terrible, or not terrible, but not great offense, and their defense is really pretty good. But we'll see.
There was a spark that I didn't expect to see. Maybe it was the Jim Donovan effect. I don't know how many of those guys really cared though about Jim Donovan. I don't know. I don't know if they were all good friends or not. I mean,
Well, they
I don't
probably
know,
knew
speak out
him
of
at
turn, so
least.
I'm sure they knew him.
Yeah, they knew him at least. I think it was honestly, it's not having to play for the rapist anymore.
Cody is still waiting on his mug. I will try to check on that, Cody. It's not really our company that does that. So we will check into that. I will.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they had the spark, but they definitely had the spark.
My eyes are burning with hate.
It was a totally different team last week.
It was completely different. The offense looked pretty decent. I mean, it was nice having Chubb back. You know, I mean, he's still got to work himself back into who he was before.
Yeah, I mean,
But Jameis looked like an actual quarterback. That defense, I don't know what got up their ass. They finally did something. You know what happened? I think that they realized that the fans started fucking hating him. Not only because they all sucked, but because they called the fans out and then they expected to not to get the kind of backlash they got. So I think they went out there fired up. I think they went out there pissed off and ready to play. And sadly, it took them Deshaun ripping his leg off to do that. But good. Not good because I don't want any crickets, but good because maybe this team can rattle off some wins.
Yeah, we could use the wins. What is this? People having problems with Teespring?
We got to check that out.
We'll have to. I'll have to call them tomorrow. Be like, what the fuck? Getting numerous reports of people not getting their shit.
Yeah, we'll get that. We will get that checked out for you guys. Because I want to order something. I'm not ordering something to make sure you guys get something.
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't want to fork over the money that I'm going to fork over for stuff.
That's right. Here's $40. Here's nothing.
Yeah, I think the thing I want is like with like shipping and everything, it's gonna be like $50-some, dude. You know what happens is we actually get paid something. It takes me buying something for us to actually get paid.
You'll spend 50, we'll get like 35 cents.
Right.
Thanks.
But the other thing that I got pissed off today on Facebook.
Yeah.
Our friend Jake Underwood.
Okay.
Started talking about the Browns and the Cavs and Indians, where they want like $40 million now for renovations to their stadiums and stuff. And he was saying this city can't take care of literacy problems in our schools. And okay, fuck your literacy problems with schools and police and all that kind of safety and everything down there. Look to your mayor for that. Your mayor should be giving you the safety and all that. I don't mind paying for stadiums and stuff. Shit, I paid for the stadiums with my sin tax by smoking and drinking for how many years? But he's bitching about literacy. How about this? The educators and the mayor suck at providing the basic services like safety, like education. And the schools sucked long before the Gateway Project was invented. And so don't talk to me about that kind of crap. Sports are here to bring people together. You know, all this garbage that we're talking about, the right and the left and the red and the blue and all this arguing that we've had all day long today, abortion, everything else. The Brown Stadium, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, Progressive Field, those are three places you can gather and get rid of all the bullshit that we go through on a day-to-day basis and root for a team. And I think cities need that kind of stuff. What else do you have to be proud of from the city of Cleveland? A park in the middle of downtown? I mean, there's nothing.
Well, there's that airport that no one goes in or out of.
Right. It's a fantastic airport that's busy when the Indians made the World Series. I mean, and all the celebrities flew into there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing going on in this town to be proud of. At least the teams provide a little bit of civic pride. So, yes, if you have to fork over a couple of bucks, and by the way, you guys don't notice it coming out of your checks. We get taxed on everything else. What's the difference? Who cares if we get taxed a little bit extra to keep these teams here? Would you rather have no teams? Look, as shitty as the Browns are, as heartbreaking as it is that the Indians lost again, and it sucks, and the Cavs are a mediocre team at best, I still like having them here. I still enjoy watching the games, and I'd still rather have that than nothing. So fork over a couple of bucks. You won't even notice it anyways. And keep these teams here. Keep them happy. And you know what? It's fun to go to a stadium that's actually cool. That's why I want a new stadium with a dome on it in Brook Park, because I hate going to Brown Stadium because it's a terrible bunch of crap. It's a big bunch of concrete mess on a lake that sucks. So, yes, get the deals done, and I'm happy to pay some extra dollars for it. But Jake's on there bitching and moaning about it, and then I get a bunch of other people commenting on my post, bitching and moaning about it. Then move. Go somewhere with no teams. See how much you like it.
Or just don't pay for it. Vote no on it if that's what you're choosing.
Well, then you're going to lose your teams.
Survived that once.
Okay, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun on Sundays with no football.
You know what? I think it could be okay. I love the Browns, but I think I could live without it. I really do.
He's on a plane.
Really, really do.
He's actually going to be with Kennedy and Trump. So.
Oh yeah, look at Jake go.
Yeah, if we keep funding sports teams, we're going to end up like Oakland. No, Oakland's a shithole that's surrounded by cities with a ton of other sports teams. That's why they couldn't keep their teams. They got LA there. They got San Francisco there. They got all kind of different cities with teams. Oakland is a shithole.
You can't really say that. Oakland from LA, that's way further than like here to Pittsburgh or here to Cincy. That's way further. It's not like you can just say, well, I'm not going to the Raiders game anymore. I'll go to LA and see it. Dude, that's like a 10-hour drive. That's a long drive. And that I
6
do
hours.
because I lived there.
6 hours.
Who's going to do that and then drive home drunk?
You have to get drunk?
Yes. You're at a football game. You gotta get stoned or drunk, one of the two.
Who cares? We're not going to end up like Oakland.
Well, I don't think we're going to end up quite like Oakland, but
as much of a shithole as downtown Cleveland is with the little park that they have by Tower City, they're trying to put like grass around the Soldiers and Sailors Monument down there for pets. You have pet areas around the Soldiers and Sailors Monument. You have dogs shitting all over the place.
Don't
next to the
get me
big
started
monument.
Don't get me started about the fucking fur babies. Enough with that horse shit. Well, that's good. That is true.
He's still wrong. Pay for the damn teams. What's the difference?
To each their own. It really goes down to what's important to you. I'd rather see them. Quite honestly, I'm not a huge fan of paying billionaires that have the money to put their own business up. Put up your own fucking business.
So
not our problem.
Do you want the billionaires to pay billions of dollars in salaries and hundreds of millions of dollars in salaries? You want them to pay for the stadium.
They're not paying it to Clevelanders, by and large. They're not.
They're paying taxes on all that land and everything that they own.
Sure.
What else do you want them to pay? I mean, again, it's the same thing that goes with the government. These people should pay their fair share.
I get it. I get it. It's all.
They're not in the business to
but,
lose money.
Well, I understand that, but I'm not in the business to lose money either. And you're not giving me $1 off of every 100 that you spend to keep Pinball PA open.
Okay, I mean, again, the sin tax that I paid for when they were building this whole project downtown, and it was on cigarettes and alcohol. I never noticed anything major league different about my paycheck because I was paying 20 cents or whatever it is extra on a pack of cigarettes. Who the fuck cares?
So throw a nickel in a jar every time you have a Diet Coke, and once a month give it to me.
The fuck? You're not building me a stadium.
I've provided you. I've provided you free access to a pinball palace.
No,
I have.
You offered me that. If you were offering me that, then I would have to pay like everybody else.
But you still have to pay to go to see the Browns, and you're paying for them to have the privilege of a door.
Look, I just don't have a problem with it. I want my sports team,
which is fine. Look, it's fine. Look, I'm thrilled that I don't have to worry about it because it ain't coming to my county. I don't believe. I don't have to give a shit what you guys do.
If they don't pay for the stadium, they shouldn't make money off the naming rights. I'm assuming he means naming rights.
Naming rights, yeah. How come when they get a naming right that they don't lower the price of the tickets? Since it's funded by the people.
Okay, I mean, there's a lot of things that cost a lot of money. I mean,
Yeah.
It used to be like $4 to go see a movie. Now it's $12, $13. Some areas it's $15 to go see a movie. What
And
are you
again,
paying? I mean,
if they rename Cinemark to the Seth Williams fucking movie theater, then because you paid them $10 million, then you should get a cheaper ticket.
well, yes, of course, I should be getting a cheaper.
No,
ticket.
the people that are going to the movies should get
You
a
weren't paying money for the naming rights. Fuck you. You don't need to get a cheaper ticket. Look. Entertainment is costly. Again,
I agree.
what are you paying for when you pay $15 a ticket? You paying for Tom Cruise's salary? You
I
paying
agree.
for the nice popcorn lines that you're standing in, all the extra food and lights and everything else that you're getting, the nice theaters that you're getting, those seats now that recline and everything else that need maintenance and everything else. If you want entertainment, fucking pay for it. You
Yeah.
don't want to go, don't go.
And that's what I've been choosing to do, not go.
Maybe these sports teams wouldn't charge as much or ask for stuff if people would just stop going to the games. They're going to keep doing it because you go.
I'm not going. I haven't been in like 5 years. I'm not going anymore.
All right. We got to wrap it up. It's time to go to Minds. M-I-N-D-S.
All right, let's go.
Minds.com / Seth Williams Show if you want to sign up for extra content. Look, today has been stellar. You should give me a fucking tip for what I did today.
Well, John did. He just signed up for Minds.
Oh, look at that. See, if you want to see John Drake, you can go to Minds too.
There you go.
Minds.com / Seth Williams Show. God willing, we'll talk to you again on Monday, the day before Doomsday. The streets of the United States will look like Chris's background come Wednesday morning.
That's right.
So watch out. We will talk to you on Monday. Have a good rest of the week and a good weekend. If we're going to Minds, we'll see you there. If not, we will talk to you then.
And see ya.
Seth Williams loves this land, stands tall and proud. Believes in freedom, speaks his mind out loud. Mentored by Trip, he learned to be tough. Life knocked him down, but he got back up. Lost a leg, but he's still strong and true. Chasing dreams under skies of red, white, and blue. Voting for Trump, he shouts it clear. WTAM tried to bring him down, but he's still here. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air. Hates LeBron James, won't wear that crown. Prefers hard work and blue jeans in this town. Radio waves try to shut him up, but Seth keeps singing, filling that cup. From the small town streets to the mountain high, Seth sees the flag waving, reaching for the sky. He keeps on fighting with a rebel yell, for every fallen soldier and the stories they tell. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air. From the small town streets to the mountain high, Seth sees the flag waving, reaching for the sky. He keeps on fighting with a rebel yell, for every fallen soldier and the stories they tell. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air.